2, 1. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, in a world that's very unknown, only one thing's quite certain. The only thing certain is uncertainty. And we think that in a world where there's so much complexity, ambiguity, things going left and right, what we do know exists is a particular advantage in terms of being able to be first, being able to be the priority, to be able to access opportunity, access resources, and be able to exercise your own agency, to be able to make particular mistakes, and truly be able to live a life you want, wherein you're also able to change your mind, etc. Meaning, we think that being able to make that decision best happens now, and that particularly happens in a debate wherein you are the first sibling to be able to get priority, to be able to get what you want to do. A few key points of setup which we think are important to have a good round. Number one, it's a prefers motion wherein the direct comparative of side op is to be able to choose that you're going to be the younger sibling. What do we mean by oldest sibling? Basically, you're born first. I don't think that it super matters what the gap is. It could be like 2 days to like 20 years, but I guess on average, we're gonna have to like agree on something so that the debate's kind of good. So whatever number would make sense, 4 to 8 years, but the whole point is that it should be some sort of meaningful gap to be able to make that particular decision. The next thing is in terms of the order, it can be between like 2 siblings or 20 siblings if your parents can and want to do that. So in terms of how many you are in the family, I don't think it particularly matters. In fact, I'd posit that if you're more, that actually goes to show that you are able to get priority in terms of particular things because you're the one having to go to school, having to eat, etc. The next point of framing is examining this veil of ignorance, meaning it's not like it's a prefers, like meaning you'd know like where you're gonna be born, or it's like a regrets and you say it kind of sucks ass. Meaning, of course, you're aware of the ordinal nature of it, and on average, you're gonna want to be able to choose to be the elder sibling. What are some metrics for this debate in order for us to have a good one? Because I recognize that so many scenarios can happen left and right, and a lot of things characterized for that are speculative. The first thing is, in order to be able to live the best life for you as a particular individual, and the main metric here is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And we're going to posit that you, as being born first, allows you a first mover advantage to be able to access these resources in order to be able to live the life you want. Yes, it won't be perfect, it'll be stressful, but at least you're going to be able to fulfill those particular things in that chain of the family. The second is, in terms of nuances to like legal and economic stuff, you actually get a priority. Meaning, if something happens to your family, something happens to society, you are the heir and not the spare. Meaning, you get priority to things like family fortune or money or whatever that exists, and you're also the one to be able to have the agency to make decisions. Let's say you have to like sell a condo or sell some assets, you're gonna be able to have say, and that in and of itself is a strategic good because it puts you in closer proximity to decision makers, assuming they're still around, or if they're dead by any means necessary, you're able to exercise that and lead your family. The third is, you actually become the strongest version of yourself, primarily because of a lot of the uncertainty, because the wind's not broken yet in front of you. Meaning, we're going to posit that on an average cases, given that there's so much unknown, and on both sides there's probably going to be stress and pressure, you are going to be, on average, more equipped to be able to deal with that stuff, even if you can still fail, even if shit still does happen, because you're able to be exposed to that in terms of literal access to opportunity. Meaning, yes, you can fail, you might be able to fail more, but that in and of itself builds a particular resilience that allows you to be able to go through all of that. What is the main argument? I've kind of been arguing in my pre-oration also. We think that being able to be born first allows you a sense of life maximalization when you're literally able to choose first. We think that there's a particular opportunity cost in life whether that be things like the time value of money in terms of being able to get a job first and invest in things like banks or in other financial products, or in terms of being able to rebound and make mistakes in life, because life's fucking hard, people are stupid. Who doesn't make mistakes? Meaning, if you're able to like literally do those first, you're able to like pivot quicker and be able to get out of particular things. Side opposition might say, look, being youngest allows you to be able to have the wind broken ahead of you, meaning you don't anymore have the headwinds from life. In fact, you have the tailwind support from your family and the older siblings because everyone loves them. We think that's particularly true. Yes, the life can be chill, etc. But the main preemptive rebuttal I have for their side of the house is that a lot of the benefits that come to a younger sibling are path and outcome dependent on a lot of good stuff happening. Meaning, in order for younger siblings, on average, to be able to get those particular things, I'll take a POI, sure, before 7, yeah, go. You're muted, I can't hear you, hello? Go ahead, can you say something?
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So you say that nothing is nothing is certain but uncertainty, but you also say that people absolutely make mistakes. How will your parents' mistakes not affect you much more as the older sibling than the younger sibling?
Yeah,
given that they'll have the chance to learn.
Sure. Yeah, for sure there's gonna be mistakes and stuff, but at least you're gonna be able to like deal with that stuff. Meaning it's eventual that bad shit's gonna happen because life's hard. So the shit you get from your parents allows you to deal with your own shit in a particularly better way because you don't have a jaded kind of view with the world or start having like weird naive stuff because those things directly affect you. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but at least you're gonna be able to like navigate that as opposed to being on the tail end of that wherein there's possibly more points of comparison. And that's another big impact which we think happens on our side. On both sides there's pressure and comparison, but at least as an elder sibling, the point in time you're making those decisions, those things aren't as pronounced because it's not like, hey, in 12 months I'm gonna have another sibling or whatever, right? So the point in which you make that decision, you're able to do that for you. And for all of those reasons, we're very proud to stand on side proposition.